You know, go ahead. Let's slow down. Just go ahead.
Okay, so California, Washington, Oregon. Okay, we're talking Arizona, even parts of Utah. The West was Spanish, then Mexican, then American. Okay, the people that came to the West Coast to build the West Coast don't owe reparations for two facts. The West was built by Chinese labor,
That's a
Filipino.
lie.
No, that's not a lie. These
That's
are
a false
historical
faced lie.
facts. I could sit there and show you the draining of the swamps in California to make it fertile land. I could
Sir,
show you
that's a
the Chinese
lie.
coming. I could show you the black tide, where the Chinese were here before all of them. All of
No, they
them.
weren't. No, they
Yes,
weren't.
they were.
What year did the Chinese get here? What year?
The Chinese were here way before the Spanish. They rode the black
No,
tide.
they
All.
weren't. No, they weren't. What are you talking about? No, they weren't. What Chinese people were here before the Spanish? What are you
Let me
talking
just
about?
tell you that these
Oh,
are.
dude, what Chinese people were here before Spanish? Come on, you're not going to lie now. You're not just going to say stuff. What Chinese people were here before the
Okay,
Spanish?
so we could sit here and you could keep muting me, or you could learn about history.
Okay,
I
then
hold a
teach
degree in
me.
history,
Oh,
and
really?
I know that you have your saying. The Chinese rode the black tide all the way here. There are annotated indexes in historical facts showing Chinese reaching the West Coast all the way down into San Francisco and a little bit further, of them coming here and landing. If you do
When?
not believe me,
When?
we could.
When?
Hey, listen to me. I could
When?
send you. I could send you
Man,
annotated.
dude, stop. What you're going to do.
No, what you're gonna do
No,
is
no, no, no,
accept that.
sir, no, no. You're not at Taco Bell. You're not just going to yell out your order. If you say something, you better cite a year.
Don't like the Taco Bell remark, but let's go.
Just don't say stuff and not cite nothing. You're just talking and babbling. You're not going to do that. Name a year. What year did these Chinese people come here? What
It's
year?
been annotated down to the 900s, okay, AD, that they were
Sir,
on the West Coast. There are ancient bones, stuff like tools that were found that were not made.
sir, there were black people here around that time. You had the Folsom people, you had the
There
Ohlone
was no
Indians.
black people
Yes, there
here.
were,
No, there were
sir. It
not.
was. It's very well documented, sir.
This
California
was
was,
Aslan before.
dude, no, there were black people on this land.
No, there
In fact,
weren't.
California is named after a mythological black woman, Queen Califia, sir.
No, California is a Spanish word invented by the
No, it's
Span.
no, sir. It comes from Khalifa. That's an Islamic word because
Absolutely incorrect.
the Moors were in Spain. It's named after Queen Califia, sir, because
Yeah.
the Spanish knew the Moors were traveling over here and they would write fables about it. And they talked about an island over in the New Land that was full of black women, and the queen was Queen Califia. This is very well documented, sir. What the hell
Okay,
are you talking about? You just hold. Let me get my brother Professor Allen in here. Professor Allen, we got a real professor in here, sir.
so if you're saying Califas,
Raging,
right? So how
raging.
did the Spanish
Well,
reach the
hold
West
on one
Coast?
second, sir. One
How
second.
did the Spanish reach the West
Sir,
Coast
sir,
before anybody else?
sir. With all due respect, I don't hear you citing anybody. You just coming off your off top of your head, and it sounds like you done had a little bit to drink. So, what I'm gonna say is, according to Dr. Claude Anderson, page 144, Black Labor, White Wealth, buy it and read it. The major purpose for building the railroad system across America was to move the slave produced goods to the domestic markets and seaports for shipment to foreign markets. It was built by us for the freight that we produced. Dr. Claude Anderson says a series of sales of slave produced cotton, tobacco, rice, and indigo had built the Southern economy and sustained the Northern businesses upon the American domestic and foreign trade were based. Sir, we built the railroads and we built the products which built this fucking country.
Absolutely not. You had no technology for
According to who?
dynamite.
According to who?
According to dynamite technology, which only the
What
Chinese
page?
had,
What
and
page?
if the Spanish
What page,
invaded the
sir?
West
Can you
first,
read, sir? What
no, can
page?
you
Dynamite.
read?
Okay, they built railroads on the East Coast, and that was foundational Black Americans too. So
No,
what's
that I'm not
dynamite?
going to deny.
All
That
right, so
I'm not going to
so what you
deny.
talking about? Some dynamite? What you talking about?
So the Chinese were the ones that invented gunpowder and the use of dynamite to bring
What
to
is
the
that? What
West
does that
Coast.
have to do with the
If the
What's
railroad,
that
Spanish
got to
sir?
do with
arrived
what
on
you
the
talking
West
about?
Coast, they arrived on the West Coast through Marco Polo and
So,
the black
sir,
tide. If you look at
you just
historical facts,
talking.
no, it's not.
You just talking. That don't have
Oh,
nothing
I'm
to do
just
with the
talking?
railroads.
Come on, man. I could sit in your class and burn you.
Marco Polo had nothing to do with the railroads, sir. I'm talking
No,
about
what
the.
I'm saying is we have somebody arguing that it was named after Khalifa and the Moor invasion of Spain.
Hold
Okay,
on,
well
sir.
the
Sir,
Spanish
let's
came
slow it
through
down.
China.
Let's slow it down. Let's go back to the issue at hand because you getting off topic. You getting confused. You confusing yourself. We're talking about the railroads. The issue was who created the railroads. I just proved to you, according to Dr. Claude Anderson, that black people produced the railroads, and I also had added that we produced the railroads in this country for freight. That means products we made in this country to build this country. So the railroads are not only about us, they were produced by us and they move goods that we produce. I put it on Dr. Claude Anderson, page 144, Black Labor, White Wealth. So I'm waiting for you to tell me where you got your information from.
Okay, so what
Or
I
did you
was
just make it
arguing
up?
was no. What I was arguing is the Chinese were the ones that were able to use dynamite to blow the hole through the mountains because there are granite in order for the railroad to come through.
Sir,
No, so the railroad was not only built by
you
black
said
Americans, they
gunpowder.
was all
Are you
gunpowder and
aware?
Chinese
Are
built
you
the
aware that
West.
gunpowder and dynamite are two different things? Dynamite is not gunpowder, sir. Pick up a book and read it, and then call Tariq back.
Wandi, let's get Sister Wandi in here.
Hey,
Wandi,
hi Tariq. Hi, Professor.
Hey, Wani.
Yeah, the Chinese were paid laborers, and they only built less than 700 miles of track, and they had other people building it with them. So their building of the railroad is very insignificant. Thank you.
But you do agree that without the dynamite and the gunpowder from the Chinese,
I
it would
don't
not
agree
have
with
been.
anything you
It would
say.
not
It
have
sounds
happened.
like you're just screaming,
And
and you have a loud mic.
And gunpowder does not have enough magnitude to blow granite. So gunpowder was not used on a mountain, sir. Gunpowder is used in fireworks. So I suggest you go buy some
Are
fireworks
you
and go
seriously
somewhere
telling
and
me that?
play.
Oh my God.
Dynamite and gunpowder are two different things.
We have
Look,
everything to do with the
look,
railroads.
look.
We invented
The
things.
railroads were not built by Black Americans in the
Yes,
West. It is
we
historically
created things
documented.
to
I do
make
believe
the.
some of the stuff you
Oh my
guys
God!
say, but it is not
Have you heard of the
contextual
real
to
McCoy?
only Black Americans.
Have you heard of the real McCoy inventions?
Hello.
Not only were we owned by the railroad, not
No.
only did we build most of the railroad, not only did the Chinese get paid to build a tiny portion, but we invented things to make the railroad go. I mean, you're not going to compare
Name an
Chinese
invention
people,
you made the railroad go.
the real McCoy inventions.
Yeah, Elijah McCoy invented the
What are you
system.
talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
What was the system? What was it?
Look it up. Look it up,
Cemented?
None of
sir.
your damn business.
Okay.
Go on somewhere. The Chinese people didn't invent 50,000 patents here either.
Facts.
They have nothing to do with it. They
The
just now,
Chinese were the reason
they
that we
didn't
got the
invent
railroads to
nothing.
the West. I don't understand how you guys could
No.
argue that.
We did go look it up. Less than 700 miles is not building a full train track in the West. And they had help. What are you talking about? They
So
didn't
we
do
had help.
anything.
So it was not only just Black Americans.
so, but sir, what we're saying, we built the railroad
No,
system.
what I just uncovered
Slow
is it was
down.
not just Black
Yeah,
Americans.
it
There
was
was different
primarily,
people.
dude. We built the railroad systems in this country just because the Chinese came and they were paid to build a couple of extra tracks. You're not going to pop your collar to them. And not only what they're saying, not only were we building the railroad system itself, we were building inventions for the railway systems to run smoothly. The railway telegraph system and the brake system in railroad system. That was Granville T. Woods. That was another foundational Black American. So we were architects in designing certain things for the railroad system. So that's what we're saying. So you talking about a couple of little day laborers who built less than 700 miles of track, that's not going to cut it, buddy. You're not talking to